Hey everyone, and welcome to Tech Talk Central. I'm Nathan, and with me today is Sarah, our resident tech expert. We are diving into the world of mini LED TVs today. If you're looking for awesome picture quality, but you don't want to pay like OLED prices, mini LED is kind of like that sweet spot, right?
Yeah, it's a great balance, performance and affordability for sure.
Absolutely. So we've got three 65-inch TVs that we're going to be looking at today. We've got the Hisense U8 series, 65 U8N. We've got the Samsung 65-inch class QLED 4K QN90D series. That's a mouthful. And then we've got the Fire TV 65 Omni Mini LED series. Now, before we get into the specifics of each of these models, let's talk about just generally what makes Mini LED special. What is it?
So Mini LED is really cool because it uses thousands of these tiny little LEDs behind the screen. And that gives it way more control over brightness and contrast compared to just a regular LED TV. So it's kind of like having a mini spotlight for every little detail. And that leads to a much more realistic and vibrant picture.
I like that a lot. Okay, so first up, we're going to be looking at the Hisense U8 series. And one of the things that really jumps out on this TV is that it has 3,000 nits of peak brightness. What does that even mean to like a regular viewer, Sarah?
Yeah. So basically, Nathan, this TV is made for bright rooms. So even if you have a lot of sunlight coming in, the picture is still going to be super clear. And it also has over double the local dimming zones compared to the previous model, which means that the blacks are going to be really deep. And you're going to have a much more like dramatic contrast.
So if you're watching like a movie that has a really dark scene in it, the shadows are going to be actually black, not just kind of like a dark gray.
Yeah.
That's a huge difference for me.
Yeah, and the great thing about the Hisense is that it offers all these features at a really great price. So it's known for being really good value for money.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense, especially if you're budget conscious. Now, the Hisense is currently listed on Amazon for $899.99. Pretty good price for all those features.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to our next contender, which is the Samsung 65-inch class QLED 4K QN90D series. They could have made that name a little bit shorter, in my opinion. But anyway, Samsung is known for having like really great visuals, and they're talking about this quantum matrix technology on this TV.
Yeah, so quantum matrix sounds really fancy, but basically what it is it's Samsung's way of saying they're using AI to control all those mini LEDs really precisely. And it's supposed to optimize the brightness and contrast for every single scene. People who have this TV say that the picture is so lifelike, it feels like you could just reach out and touch it.
I love that. That's what you want to hear. Now, I'm really interested in this object tracking sound plus feature. What is that?
So object tracking sound plus fate basically means that the audio moves around the screen.
Yeah.
With the action, so like if you're watching a car chase, the sound is going to pan from one speaker to the other as the cars move across the screen. Or if there's an explosion, it's going to feel like it's right in front of you.
That's so cool. That sounds super immersive.
Yeah, it is.
And Samsung also has a 144 hertz refresh rate, which is great for gamers. So if you want to have like super smooth gameplay, this is the TV for you. Of course, all these awesome features come with a bit of a higher price tag. The Samsung QN90D series is currently listed on Amazon for $1,597.99. So it's definitely an investment. But if you're looking for top-of-the-line visual and audio quality, you might decide that it's worth it. All right, our last TV today is a little bit different. It's the Fire TV 65 Omni Mini LED series. And this TV comes from Amazon itself, which is known for integrating like all of their different services together. What do you think about this TV, Sarah?
Yeah, so the Omni Mini LED, it has great picture quality, but it also has this really cool feature called ambient experience. So when you're not watching TV, instead of just having a blank screen, it can turn into a dynamic art display. Or you can even have it show you information like the weather or your calendar, or even control your smart home devices.
So basically, when I'm not watching Netflix, I can have my TV display a bunch of artwork. That's pretty cool. So it's like having a digital art gallery in your living room.
Yeah.
But does it sacrifice on picture quality to have all these extra features?
No, not at all. Actually, the Omni Mini LED has 768 dimming zones, which is even more than the Hisense.
Okay.
So that means that it has even more precise control over the light and dark areas on the screen.
Wow.
So you're still going to get a really detailed and realistic picture.
That's awesome. And it also has a 144 hertz refresh rate, like the Samsung. So it's good for gamers, too.
Yeah, it seems like Amazon really designed this TV to be the ultimate hub for everything Amazon Prime and Alexa.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. Now, the Fire TV 65 Omni Mini LED series is priced on Amazon at $1,039.99. So that puts it right between the Hisense and the Samsung in terms of price. All right, so let's dig a little deeper into each of these TVs and kind of what makes them unique. We talked about the Hisense U8, and the brightness is insane. But are there any other features that really stood out to you?
You know, one thing that I saw over and over again in the reviews for the Hisense U8 was that people were really impressed by the color accuracy.
Okay.
It uses quantum dot technology, which means that it can display a much wider range of colors, and they're more true to life.
Okay.
So if you're watching like nature documentaries or animated films, you're really going to notice a difference.
Yeah, I bet. And I think the anti-glare coating that we talked about earlier probably helps with that too, especially if you have a bright living room.
Oh, definitely. People said even in like really bright rooms, there was minimal glare and reflection.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, let's talk about the Samsung QN90D. Besides that object tracking sound plus Ween, what other audio features does this TV have?
So this TV has a built-in 4.2.2 channel speaker system with Dolby Atmos support.
Wow.
So it's supposed to create a really immersive three-dimensional sound.
That's what you want.
Yeah.
I've heard Dolby Atmos in movie theaters before.
Yeah.
And it's amazing.
It's super realistic.
Yeah. Does the Samsung sound as good as a movie theater?
You know, it's hard to say without actually hearing it in person, but from what I've read in the reviews, people seem to be really happy with the sound quality.
Okay.
A lot of people specifically mentioned that the dialogue was really clear.
Oh, that's good.
Which is something that a lot of TVs with powerful sound systems struggle with.
Yeah, for sure. I hate it when you can't hear what people are saying.
Yeah, especially if you're watching something with a complicated plot. Or like if there's whispers of conspiracy. You don't want to keep rewinding to try to figure out what they say. Now, the Samsung also has this cool feature called Real Depth Enhancer Pro.
What is that?
It's basically AI that analyzes the image and tries to create a greater sense of depth.
Yeah.
So it makes the picture look like it's popping off the screen.
Sounds cool.
Yeah.
So is this Samsung a smart TV, though?
Yeah, it is. It has all the usual smart TV features
Yep.
like streaming apps and voice control.
Okay, cool. All right, let's wrap up with the Fire TV Omni Mini LED series. We talked about the ambient experience and the integration with Amazon services. But what else are people saying about this TV?
Yeah, so unsurprisingly, a lot of people who bought this TV really like how well it integrates with Amazon services.
Okay.
Like, they love that they can easily access Prime Video and Amazon Music and use Alexa to control the TV.
Yeah, it's like having the entire Amazon ecosystem right there in your living room.
Exactly. But honestly, the ambient experience, that's what really blew people away.
Okay.
They loved being able to turn their TV into like a piece of art when they weren't using it.
Yeah, it's a cool idea. So instead of having just a black rectangle on your wall, you can have something that actually looks nice.
Yeah, exactly.
But does the TV sacrifice on picture quality to have all these cool features?
You know, I was actually really surprised by this. But people consistently praised the picture quality on this TV.
Really?
They said that it was bright and the contrast was great and the colors were really accurate.
Awesome.
So it seems like Amazon managed to make a TV that's both stylish and functional.
Yeah, that's impressive.
It's a really good option for people who are already invested in the Amazon ecosystem.
Right, so we've talked a lot about these three TVs and all the different features that they have. It's clear that they all have their own unique strengths. Cool. Well, that's it for our deep dive into mini LED TVs. Hopefully you learned a little bit more about this technology and you have a better idea of which TV might be right for you.
Yeah, there are a lot of great options out there right now.
Yeah, and mini LED is definitely a technology to keep an eye on. It's becoming more and more popular and the prices are coming down.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, before we go, I just want to say thank you to Sarah for joining me today and sharing her expertise.
Oh, of course. It was my pleasure.
And to all of you watching at home, thank you for tuning in to Tech Talk Central. Don't forget to check out the links in the description below for the latest prices and deals on all the TVs we talked about today. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, please subscribe to our channel. For more insightful tech reviews and comparisons, we'll see you next time.